Have you ever felt your world was crashing down after a breakup? What if I told you that hidden within that pain lies an incredible opportunity for healing and self discovery? Join me as we explore this transformative journey. Here are 5 tips that I wish someone had told me when I was dealing with heartbreak. Hi, I'm Tari. Welcome to my channel. The first step is about embracing grief. In today's society, we all just want to be happy. The truth is, life is a sum total of all experiences. Happiness, sadness, grief, everything is a part of life. When we lose someone, especially someone who's been with us for a long time, it is normal to feel like you have a void inside your heart that nothing and no one can fill. Mourning that loss is completely normal. In fact, it is a healthy thing to do. Mourning is a rite of passage that allows us to honor that experience that we had with that person, to learn from it, and then to let it go. And remember, it's okay to cry. When you've lost someone close to you, it is normal to feel like you cannot move on from this. It really hurts, and that is normal. Embrace that. Be with yourself, and remember the only way to heal from that pain is to go through it. By taking some shortcuts like jumping into another relationship or going partying with your friends, these are really short term fixes that actually maybe will harm you in the end. Your body, your soul wants to mourn the loss of someone that was so important in your life. So please, it is okay to take some time off. It's okay to grieve that person. I think something that really worked well for me was to journal. Every day and every night, if you can, just journal how you're feeling, especially on the hard days when you absolutely don't even want to get out of bed. Those days, just pick up a journal. And I'm not saying that you have to be happy. You can cry as you journal. Just let your emotions out. Your body wants to experience those emotions. So if you want to cry, go ahead and cry and just journal your thoughts. And if you're angry, you have every right to be angry. If you're mad at that person, just pick up their picture and say whatever you want and then just let it go. Write it in a journal. Go for a boxing class. Let that anger out. But don't hold it in, because when we hold it in, it will manifest as something bad later on. Whatever helps you to process those strong emotions is absolutely okay. The second tip is to really embrace self care. I wish someone had told me that the way I would heal from grief or heartbreak was to actually look after myself. When we go through a breakup or loss of a loved one, we tend to throw self care out of the window. This is the time when we're eating ice creams and fries, and by the way, nothing wrong with doing that. But just give yourself some time limit to grieve, a time limit to just do whatever you have to do, which is maybe not good for your body. I think it's really important to go back to self care. And a lot of times it is the first things that we throw out when we're dealing with a breakup. I just feel it is because we invested so much in that other person, and that person maybe meant the world to us. And now that they are gone, we just don't feel worthy enough of looking after ourselves. But that's completely wrong. Please stop. A breakup or a heartbreak is a time that you really need to prioritize your self care. This is the time for solo dates. This is the time to have some bubble baths, light some candles, do some journaling, maybe go out for a movie. Really honor your grief, really honor yourself, and prioritize yourself. It is about embracing the journey, not rushing through it. Some days will be amazing and some days will be bad. You might not even want to get out of bed some days, and that's actually fine. As long as every day you're taking a little bit of time to nurture and prioritize your own self care. Slowly but surely, you will definitely get through this. Find activities that you enjoy. For me, it might be walk in the garden or journaling or maybe listening to some meditation. Do something that you love. And remember what you used to do before you met that person. It's time to bring that joy back into your life. The next step is probably the most important, and moving forward into any relationship, it is the most important thing that you can do for yourself, and that is to understand your attachment style. I read this book that is really, really good on healing attachment styles. So, most people are either anxious or avoidant attachment styles, and a lot of times we are a mix of two, depending on the relationship. Once I learned that I had an anxious attachment style, a lot of that stuff that I used to do in relationships made 100% sense. And I knew what I actually wanted from a relationship and also from myself. Attachment styles really start in childhood. And I believe because I'm deeply spiritual, a lot of this is even past life trauma that we are processing in this lifetime. Every relationship comes into our life to teach us a lesson. And if we have lost someone for whatever reason, it was time for that relationship to go. And it is just time to accept that. And once you start learning about your own attachment styles, you will realize that somewhere deep inside there was an inner child wound. Inner child healing is what has saved my life, and I think it can really transform everyone's life. If we spend some time really working on those inner child wounds, a lot of unhappiness in the world will go away. Once I realized I had an anxious attachment style, it was actually enlightening. It was freeing in a way. Now I knew myself better and I could really honor that. It's not about changing who we are. It's not wrong to care deeply. That's who I am, and that's who maybe you are. That is what makes us super special, that we are very loving, empathetic human beings. Acknowledging this has really allowed me to heal my inner child. Now I am quite balanced in my attachment style. I know all my worth it does not depend on the other person. I love myself so much that I would not allow a person who cannot honor that to enter my life. If you want, I can do another video on the attachment styles. But some really quick questions to think about are in a relationship, are you overly dependent on the other person? Do you really put all your happiness in that person? Are all your plans centered around that one person? If any of these are yes, you may have an anxious attachment style. Or are you, on the other hand, a person who cannot you just keep people's at an arm's length? You really shy away from expressing your emotions. If someone comes super close, you just either break up or go cold. That, my friend, may be an avoidant attachment style. And that's absolutely okay. There are a lot of resources to heal our attachment styles. And I think these attachment styles are really just a way that we are healing and evolving as souls. Once you really do the deep inner work, you will really feel like a new person. And yes, it doesn't happen in a day or two. So, my advice to anyone who's really had a really hard breakup is to maybe remain single for a year. That does not mean jumping from a relationship to relationship. Really, for the next year, take time out to have a relationship with yourself. Because guess what? You are the most important person in your life. And you need to prioritize your own self first. And then whoever enters your life after that will be an asset to you. They will not drain you. I know when we are going through a breakup or grief, it seems like that's it, there's no one better than me. But that's a lack mindset. The world is abundant, the universe is abundant. And it is okay to honor that relationship that was so important to you. Like my husband was super important to me, and I really honor and respect what he taught me. And the final chapter is on letting go. I think Buddha was right when he said freedom from desire is moksha. It seems like, oh my God, that's such a hard pill to swallow. But really, the essence of what he was trying to say, I have just realized in the last 6 to 8 months. It doesn't mean that we don't have relationships, it doesn't mean that we are single all our lives. What that really means is to really know that you are complete in yourself. You are whole just as you are. And any relationship that enters your life, whether that be a friend, family, or a loved one, or maybe a romantic relationship, that will just add to your life, should not take away from it. And finally, I just want to close off by saying, I know you're hurting. I know you're hurting. Let it hurt. Let yourself feel all the emotions that your body, mind, and soul want to feel. It is okay to mourn the loss of that loved one, even if they were not very good for you. It's okay. Give yourself time. Day at a time, one day at a time, and you will get through it. Just take baby steps. I hope this video has helped you to find some peace and clarity. I really wish you well on your healing journey. And if there's any other videos I can make around that, please put it in the comments. I would love to work on this. Thank you.